Hello everyone, my name is LuAnn and welcome back to the Christina Phipps YouTube channel. During this hectic season of preparation for all good things to come, you may find yourself holding tension. Tight hips is often the place that is ignored, leaving the body misaligned. Join me today as I guide you, helping you to become more flexible, assisting the muscle groups surrounding the hips, and supporting your range of motion. As always, be sure to have your medical oncology's team okay to practice, and while practicing, if you begin to feel tired or winded, stop the video and return when you are ready. Join me in this beautiful movement to relieve tension in your hips. See you on the mat, my friends. Namaste. Begin on your back body in a mini shavasana. Hug your right knee close to your chest or your elbow or even your shoulder blade. And exhale as you squeeze the knee into the belly. And inhale as you release. Gently warming the body, wringing out the organs, preparing for your asana. Inhale and release, and exhale. And do the same on the left leg. Exhale the knee into the shoulder blade, squeezing it very tightly against the body. And inhale the knee away. Inhale and exhale. All very slow, just warming the body. Bring both knees up to the center and find your happy baby, holding on to the edge of your feet and rocking your baby from right to left, opening the hips just a little bit. Again, preparing for your asana. Extend your right leg towards the sky and point and flex your toes, really feeling the point and feeling the flex. Warming the muscles, the ligaments in your toes and your ankle and the top of your foot, and circling the ankle in one direction and then in the opposite. Warming up your ankle joints. Hug the left knee in, interlace your fingers behind the left thigh and point and flex. Feeling a deep point and a deep flex. Keeping your leg active. And then circling your left ankle in one direction and the opposite. Warming the ankle muscles, warming the toes, warming the cartilage that are part of the feet. Rolling to one side, coming up into your Sukhasana, your comfortable seat, finding a place on your mat that feels just right for your practice today. And inhaling and lifting the chin, your hands are placed on the mat behind you, and exhaling and rounding into your cat. Inhaling and lifting into your seated cow, and exhaling and rounding, feeling the spine move, the vertebrae. Inhaling and exhaling. Come to stillness, place your palms on your lap, on your thigh, and set your intention for your practice. Keep it in mind. Let it be something simple as you move your neck back and forth, just very gently warming the neck. Let your intention be something personal. Let it be something universal. Whichever intention you choose, just let it be something that's close to your heart and that you could remember and honor as you practice today. Move ear from right to left, gently warming the neck. And then come to stillness. Pause for a moment. Sit with the Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb gently touch one another, grounding you a little bit closer to Mother Earth. And then prepare for your first hip opening pose to release any tension that you have in your hips during this hectic time of year. Pad your sticky mat with the blanket. Use the blanket that you have as one of your props. Widen your knees. Let your big toes touch. Lengthen your torso towards the front of your mat. Extend your arms long and let your third eye release very gently to the mat. Stretching the lower back, stretching the inner thighs, releasing any tension that you might have in your hips. Your intention is not so much to stretch the muscles, but just to lengthen and feel the release as the earth receives your front body. I'm timing each pose for about 2 minutes, but when you do this practice on your own or with me as your guide, you can extend the times that you hold your poses, or you can shorten the times that you hold your poses. Whatever feels most best for your body. So lie in stillness, just rest, release, find a very soft breath. Let your focus be at your heart center as it releases to the earth. Chin is tightly tucked. Third eye is grazing the mat. And go very slow and gentle. And release and relax into this pose. Send any of your deep breaths that you have within your practice to your back body, to your hips. Inhale and feel the ribs expand and lift. And as you exhale, feel the breath move to the hips and the back body. Come up and release from the pose and find your blanket and prepare for your next posture. Now you can place a bolster vertical, elevated on a block on the medium side. You're sitting in a hero's pose at the end of the bolster, so your feet are just outside your hips. It's a difficult position. That's why I often recommend padding your sticky mat with an extra layer of protection. You can stay in this position, just tilt back a little bit, let your arms receive the earth, or you can try and lay down over the bolster. The bolster is doing the work, supported by the block. Your back body is being received by the bolster. Your chin is slightly tucked. And try and relax your quadriceps and your hip flexors. Relax into the pose. Find a gentle breath. Try not to fidget in the pose, if at all possible. Come back to the breath anytime that you feel the urge to move. Let the mind invite quiet. Let the mind invite the openness of the heart. And allow yourself to receive in this gentle hero pose / saddle pose, all with the help of the bolster. Experience a very deep connection to stillness and to silence. Release from the pose at any time your legs are in pain. And you can move into the pose or the posture with one leg extended and one leg bent. You just have to remember to shape yourself with the opposite leg extended and the opposite leg bent. And again, you can move on to the bolster, or you can stay upright, whatever feels more comfortable. When you release the pose, come up to an upright position, windshield wipe the legs and the knees from right to left, moving your head in the opposite direction. And come down on your mat. Keep the blanket there as an extra layer of support and come into a reclined figure 4 pose. This helps with the glutes and the outer hip muscles. Cross your right leg over the left on the mat and then lift your left leg, interlacing your finger behind your right thigh. Keep your left foot dangling, very passive. Your right elbow just pushes your knee away from your shoulder. Again, I'm timing the pose. Keep your neck slightly tucked, your waist long, your mind quiet, your body soft. You can extend the left leg if it feels right for you in this position. Keep your toes flexed. When you have an extended leg, you're activating all the muscles around the piriformis muscle, the sciatica, if you have any trouble in those areas. Inhale and exhale, squeezing into the back of the thigh. Finding a gentle relief in any tight hips that you have, and being open to whatever sensations arise in this pose. And without trying to change anything, just let it be. Release from the posture, hug your knees into your chest, and then cross your right leg over your left. Interlace your fingers around the left thigh. Keep your right foot relaxed. Your left foot is flexed. Your right elbow is pushing away your right thigh, trying to bring the knees closer to the shoulders. Working the hip flexors and the quadriceps, keeping your chin tucked, your waist long, and extending the right leg, affecting the piriformis muscle, the sciatica, if that is within your practice, if that feels comfortable for your body today. Releasing at any time the posture feels too intense for you, but coming back to the breath. And again, being open to the sensations that arise, different sensations. Let them all intensify. All the sensations come to the forefront. And without trying to change them, just let them be. Send any breath that you can find to your hips. And whatever you do, as is the case in any pose or posture, try not to force the move. Just relax into the posture. Allow your hips to open. It may take some time, but eventually you'll get to a place where the muscle memory allows you to move into these poses, these postures, with little effort. Windshield wipe the knees from right to left as you release the pose. Let yourself come up and prepare for your next hip opening pose, releasing any tension in your tight hips. And this pose is a reclined cobbler. You can take your bolster again, place it behind you on a block on the medium side. Have blocks or blankets available to place under your knees to support your knees. And then let your back body come down on the bolster. You can place a blanket, a folded blanket, or a block on the medium side under your knees, under your thighs for support. And as you can see, I use the sandbags to receive my arms, to receive my hands, just to make the posture a little bit more comfortable. My inner thighs and my groin muscles are stretching. My chin is slightly tucked, and belly is engaged. Relax into the pose. Allow yourself to be still and silent. And allow this gift of renewal to take place. The prana, the breath, moving through your body gently, evenly. Let go of all that you did before you came into practice today and release. And let go just a little bit more with each breath, allowing for the mind to be quiet and inviting openness in the heart, in the lungs. Allowing the parasympathetic nerve system to activate, slowing the heart rate, relaxing all the muscles in your body, inviting quiet, inviting softness. As you're ready to release, extend the legs long. Flex your toes, reach your arms behind you, and invite a deep stretch in the body. And then prepare for your next supported pose, hip opening pose, hip release pose, a supported bridge. For the supported bridge, you can have your block available to place under your sacrum if you'd like, or you can just use your hands and use your arms. Once the soles of your feet move back towards your buttocks, puff up your chest, raise your hips, and hold on to your lower buttocks with your hands, with your arms, keeping the waist long, keeping the chin slightly tucked, or release to the medium side of a block, letting the block do the work for you. Know that you're working the back muscles, you're working the quads. You can go back and forth from the block to your hands. See which feels better for your body, more comfortable for your arms, your torso, your legs. Breathe softly, breathe deeply, and breathe fully. Let the release of breath activate through your body. Try and find stillness. Try and find quiet and peace as you relax into the pose. Notice your ability to watch the pose, how different feelings and emotions emerge in this time of relaxation. Extend your legs long in front of you if that feels better than bent knees pointing up towards the sky. A gentle arch to your back. A quiet mind, a still body. Trying different variations of the pose with arms and fists or block. And then lowering to the earth. Rolling your hips right to left, massaging the sacrum, and preparing for your next hip release. A gentle hip squat. Working on your rotators, your hip rotators, and your glute muscles. Come down to the earth on the soles of your feet. Have your block handy if you feel that you need to sit on it. And just move your hands in front of your heart center, Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. You can sit on the low side of the block if that feels more suitable for your body. Again, try different variations of the pose. Try and keep your back as erect as possible. Know that you're working the hip rotators, the glutes, lengthening the back, bowing down towards your hands and watching the pose and knowing that everything that is happening now is okay. Breathe into the belly as you relax and soften the muscles. And just remember to be kind to yourself. Try not to judge yourself. And notice your ability to watch your feelings and your emotions as you breathe softly and try and maintain this gentle squat. Tucking the chin, engaging the belly, and then simply releasing from the pose, from the shape, removing the block if you sat on one, and preparing for your next posture. Low lunge, which is going to target your hip flexor and even work your abdominal muscles and your hamstrings and your inner thighs. Come into a kneeling position, move your right foot up toward the front of the mat. Place your palms on your right thigh and try and keep an erect spine. Lean in just a little bit, a little weight on your forward leg. Left leg is extended, and you can place that blanket under your left knee if there's any discomfort. Releasing, letting go, trying not to fidget, using the breath to help bring you into the pose, into the posture, and knowing that you are releasing any tightness that you may have in your hips, that you may store in your hips, releasing any emotions that you may have in your body, and knowing that everything is okay. This is just where you should be, right here, right now, in the present moment. Surrounding the forward leg, letting the right leg meet the left, just coming down for a moment in a simple child pose. And then moving up into your table, bringing the left leg forward into your squat, lifting your arms, your palms of your hands on your left thigh. Know that, again, you are working the hip flexors, the abs, the hamstrings, and the inner thighs. Find comfort. Notice the difference between side to side. You can take the blanket, if you have one in your practice, as one of your tools, under your leg, your extended leg that's behind you, if your knee is complaining. And just find a soft gaze over your front forward hip. Lean into the posture, soften the breath, quiet the mind. Find stillness and a pleasantness in your gentle breath moving through your body. And try and let go of all the doing and find the breath just a little bit more to help you soften. In each breath, soften a little more. And then move the right leg back to meet the left. Find a gentle child pose just for a moment, releasing any tension that you have, and prepare for your next pose, a lizard stretch. Move your right leg again towards the front of the mat, but towards the front end of the edge of the mat. Come up on the outer edge of your foot. This time I'll place the blanket under my knee, and you might want to do the same. Come down on your forearms or a block. Stretch your hip flexors, stretch your hip rotators, and your quadriceps. Lean over the front, toward the front of the mat, letting the block receive you, or coming down to the earth, straightening your arms. Just resting in this deep lizard stretch. Coming up on the outer edge of your foot, the foot that is bent. In this case, it's your right leg. And just gazing towards the front of your mat. Finding the breath. Letting the breath guide you through this pose. Stillness. Awareness. Emotions arise. Thoughts pop into your mind. And those you'll let just disappear. Coming back to them at the end of practice. The main thing is to let the breath guide you through the pose and to know that your breath, your unique breath, is always there for you, always there to help you release and let go. Sending deep breaths to the hips. And again, being open to whatever sensations arise. Moving the blanket so that your right leg has some support underneath the knee, and extending your left leg toward the front of the mat, coming on the outer edge of your left foot, tipping your foot on an angle and coming down on your forearms or letting a block receive your arms. Allowing the left leg to turn out just a little bit, working the muscles of the hips, the hip flexors, the hip rotators, and the quadriceps. Releasing any tension slowly in the hips, causing any tightness to dissipate. And allowing the breath to be soft and being a witness to the differences from right to left. Again, staying in the pose for as long as you'd like. I'm monitoring the poses for about 2 minutes, but you can extend the length that you stay in the pose, or you can shorten the length. Breathe softly. Breathe gently. Let the muscles work, and then let the muscles be soft and release. Come up from the shape. Prepare for your final resting pose, your Shavasana. Come down on your mat. Let your back body be received by the earth. Place a blanket folded on your torso, on your abdomen to help ground you, and just find stillness in the body. Bring space to a place of openness. There is no goal, but simply to rest. Just be and watch. Know that all the strength that you possess is already inside you. Just notice it and feel it. And watch. Allow yourself to be still and to be quiet as you rest and release to Mother Earth. As you rest, allow me to chant. Mani Padme, Mani Padme, Mani Padme Om. Mani Padme, Mani Padme, Mani Padme Om. As you deepen the breath, hug your knees in. Find some release in your neck, in your fingers, in your toes, and come to your fetal position on your favorite side. And remember your intention now is a present truth. Honor it. Believe in it. And then push the earth away and come up to your Sukhasana, your easy pose, and place your hands in prayer position in front of your heart. May you find light in your heart, warmth in your soul, and strength in your character. Thank you for sharing your time with me, my friends. Namaste.